old YouTube channel found where he shared with his audience. Is that real or nay? Guys, I hate taking Keemstar for serious, man. Oh,
What?
not interested in this post.
How's it
Is this Taz? No way.
going, you guys? So recently everybody's been hearing about the Jeanette McCurdy leak of her photo. What the story is, she sent pictures to her boyfriend, her now ex-boyfriend, and he leaked them out. And she is a very popular Nickelodeon star on the show iCarly, and probably be seen as the pulling of the show. It'll probably be taken off the air. Second off, you'll probably see the photos get taken down at some point tonight, maybe tomorrow, because Nickelodeon has that kind of power. But the link's in the description if you want to see them. I mean, I'm not endorsing people to go look at somebody else's private business, but I know that you know, people might want to see them, so it's there if you want it.
What?
Yeah, that made no sense at all. Wait. I'm not saying people should go look at it, but here's the link in the description.
xQc.
First off, what I have to say though is that when you
guys, I'm not saying you should be doing crack cocaine, but I left the pipe and the powder on the counter. Also,
What the fuck?
make sure to fucking heat it up at least 150 degrees before inhaling the smoke.
look on
When
the
was
like-
this?
Oh,
2015?
okay.
they've leaked,
Some guys
nudes
said.
from their girlfriend at a high school, and that girl kills herself. It's a tragic story. Everybody calls the guy a bully, but yeah, when people like Perez Hilton do it, it's considered entertainment. So you gotta have to think about where the right and wrong is.
The what?
But yeah, when people like Perez nudes from their girlfriend at they've leaked nudes from their girlfriend at a high school, and that girl kills herself. It's a tragic story. Everybody calls the guy a bully, but yeah, when people like Perez Hilton do it, it's considered entertainment. So you gotta have to think about where the right and wrong is really. And
What?
The wrong is in the doing it part. The entertainment part is from the fucking twistedness of the consumer and viewer.
Yes.
You can't use the consumer and viewer behavior to do the wrong action. What the fuck kind of mentality is that?
I think it's all wrong.
Yeah, that's like saying
Personally,
I can kill
I don't think
people,
somebody should leak photos.
but when I
People
film
think
it and
that
people like it, then
gladiator
that's
fights and
fine.
fight to deaths are very entertaining.
That's not
Therefore,
fine, dude.
I will do it, and here's a video of people killing each other. What? No.
That percent in trust, but I guess if that's how President Hilton wants to make his living, it's up to him.
Brother, listen. He said it's all wrong, brother. He's linking it in his description.
Yeah,
Do you understand how that works?
that makes no
You
sense.
decide. You decide if it's moral or if it's immoral. Thanks for watching, guys. Stay awesome.
Huh?
So that was disturbing. Yo, stop with these fucking videos. Chat, guys, I've been spamming it. Not interested, and I'm still getting kills on my.
Dude, Elon Musk is slowly losing his mind. I swear he's schizo.
Being accused of talking to minor.
This ain't true. And this screenshot is Chris Tyson.
Why is it liked?
One with him.
Did I just look like it?
He would have been six.
Did I just look like? I just looked like, right?
This ain't true.
Okay.
And this screenshot is Chris Tyson talking one-on-one with him.
Chat, what video is this, chat? Guys, I'm not gonna watch some
He
reload.
would have been 16. And here we go. Here is the picture of them meeting up together. I'm gonna censor his face, and
So I think it's safe to say that things have gotten
Oh my goodness.
10 times worse for Chris Tyson, as I have uncovered within
Ooh,
the
I
past
didn't
few
see this
hours,
one
some
coming.
really
Now
damning
did I?
information regarding Chris Tyson and a then 13-year-old that Chris was allegedly talking to years ago when Chris was around 20 years old, an adult. Now, before we get into
yes.
what I have recently found, I just want to give a special shout out to the person who originally brought this to light, the person who had investigated all of this and provided all of the receipts, and also including all of the information that we went over yesterday, because apparently the same person who has put out the information on these new allegations was the same person who obtained these tweets. So props to them for all this information. Now, you guys might recall, if you watched all of yesterday's video, that at the end of the video, we went over a pinned comment from a user who actually happens to be the same guy who has been covering this on his channel and who's brought today's information to light. And if you guys do remember, in that comment, Prism went over how apparently he tried to get EDP445 to talk about this essentially to bring more attention to it. And eventually, after EDP445 stopped cooperating with him, he decided to try Chris Chan. And personally, if you ask me, I don't really know if that was the best idea because, as you guys may know, Chris Chan and EDP445 don't have the best reputations, nor are they really that credible. Now, a little bit further in the comment, he talks about how apparently Chris Tyson allegedly messaged a
Wait, what?
a 14-year-old and jokingly flirted and talked about sending nudes to him. Now, just based off of this part in the comment, I found that to be really odd, and I had never heard of apparently Chris Tyson messaging a 14-year-old, so I figured I would do a little bit of research, and it actually turns out that Prism here made around a month ago a 40-minute long video that we're going to be going over today, and I have gone ahead and I have pre-watched it, and all I'm going to tell you right now, before we get into it, is that the ages match up, and it looks really bad. Now, I can't say all of this is true 100% or anything like that. It's all allegations. You know, take the things that you see here with a grain of salt. I know based off of what we went over yesterday, you might think that Chris Tyson is like a pedophile or a predator or something insane like that. In my opinion, I wouldn't really jump on that real quick because we don't know if 100% Chris is a pedophile or a predator or whatever. We just know that Chris has done some really weird things in his past over on Twitter. So without...
That'll be for me to decide.
I mean, he is. He like... Dude, okay. Stop it with this. You know he's a pedophile. It's already confirmed. There were... I literally watched a video of this yesterday. Some guy, he on Twitter, he likes and recommends some guy, some lolly artists. You know that? Alright? Basically, if you like that, you're a pedophile. That's what it boils down to. That's just the truth, right? There's no other solution here. That's the truth. The guy is a pedophile.
I'm gonna respect his opinion.
And now he messages, flirts with 13-year-olds. I mean,
data is kind of lame.
That's very expected.
Present the data, then have your thing, because otherwise now I have this idea before of that's just weird. It's not this. It's not. But then I get to see it. That's bad.
Let's get into it. So based off of Prism's video, he has decided to keep the alleged at the time 13-year-old's name private for the most part, and he refers to this person as BW. He uses their initials, and they also go by the screen name of Lava GS. Now, essentially what happened and how it happened, according to Prism here, is Chris Tyson started a friendship with somebody who was 13 years old at the time when they were 20 years old. Now, just for a little bit of context here, the then 13-year-old actually happens to be the same age as me and is currently, as of 2024, 20 years old. Just keep that in mind as we go forward.
BW, Chris Tyson reached out to this guy when he was 13 years old. Except the problem with that is Chris Tyson started an online friendship with this guy when he was only 13 years old. Now, the problem with that is Chris Tyson was born in July of 1996. Lava GS was born on November 12th, 2003. The problem with that is that there's a 7-year age gap.
Guys, I understand that this person made a tweet 5 hours ago saying these videos are massive lies, telling the truth, this whatever, right? And so these are not the same video as this, right? The Prism in this video are not a Cheeto and whatever the fuck this is, right? And even then, I'd rather see it for myself because, yeah, I think that's the point.
So yeah. I'm pretty sure what it was. He had one of those lolly artists sent him a picture of someone's child who was like 8 years old. I'm pretty sure it was Keemstar's daughter, right? And made him draw porn of her. I mean, that's just... Yeah, I mean, the guy is a pedophile. We already knew this. We already knew this. That's not new news, but... I mean, this can get criminal, right? It might be criminal. He might actually be a criminal.
Socializing with this guy online and building an
but
online
he's a pedophile. That's old news. It's old news. We already knew this. Okay.
And, you know, you talking to this guy, playing video games with him, socializing.
Because sometimes it's okay to just fucking look. Is this bad? Is this not bad? sometimes the person's take, okay, is kind of relevant because they're not computing all. I'm not gonna say why. That's what it is. Okay, stop it. Stop it. It's annoying. Okay, just like the Drake situation. Okay, with Millie Brown or whatever, right? I looked at it and said, this doesn't look bad, and the person said it wasn't a problem. So I said, fuck it. I don't think it's even worth looking into, right? But then people said, oh, dude, keep that energy. And then people try to make her a victim, whatever, right? So I don't think the texts were bad, and I don't think that the her own take said it wasn't bad, right? So you have two components. And there's two components. There's the person's take, and then there's the facts. I want to see the facts, so I want to watch the video. Understood? You understand how that works or not? The facts and the person's take. They're both equally important.
Yeah, okay.
He was only 13 years old. He was in middle school. And you were in college. You were 20 years old.
Last pause. Okay, let me explain what is important, chat. Okay, when things are interpersonal, okay, from an outsider, you don't always know. Okay, hold on. Fuck! I'll let the video play.
Man, skip the yapping. Start the video, please, man.
So that's what I'm going to talk about is why is it that someone who is in college, who's like a sophomore or junior at that point, what are you doing making friends with a middle schooler?
Okay, a little bit of a guideline. This is kind of ancient on dating, right? We know about the age of consent, which is usually 18, sometimes 16. There's a bit of leeway there, right? When you think an 18-year-old and a 17-year-old, who cares? That's not bad, even though it's technically illegal. It's not bad, right? A bit of leeway. So a rule of hand when you're trying to date someone, you like someone, you want to date them. Divide your age by 2, right? So you get half your age, add 7, and if they're over or at that age, it's probably okay. So when you're 20, like Chris was, if you're interested in a 17-year-old, you're on the edge, right? But it's probably okay. But anything under that, it's odd, very odd, right? It's just don't date people that are under 15 when you're 20. Just don't do that. But when you're like 60 and you date a 37-year-old, that person could be your child. The age gap is that big, but you're both old as fuck, so nobody cares, right? But at young ages, you need to take this. Yeah, you need to take this seriously because a lot of young people, they don't really understand themselves very well and others very well. So if there's a big age gap, there's a good chance that the other guy might be manipulative or abusive in a way, right? That's what you need to take into account when you form relationships with children, that they're not relationships that you would have with your peers, okay? When you have relationships with a very much younger person, you also always want it to be either a acquaintance relationship, right? You don't really know the person, but you sometimes talk, or one of a mentor and a student, like that, right? That's the same as a parent-child relationship. That's also a mentor and a student. That's the type of relationship you want to have with very young people. You don't treat young people like they're your friend or your peer, and your peers are also the people that you have sexual relationships with, right? Normally. So that you don't do that with a child or a very younger person. You don't do that, okay?
People will justify something, even though they're the one that are in a situation, they are the victim, whatever, and they'll say, I'm not a victim. Fair enough, okay? I'll take your take for it, right? But sometimes people will get into a pattern and they'll accept something as this is fine, but it's not fine. Such as toxic relationships where the person is always like doing something wrong to him, right? Like hitting him a certain way.
Yeah. When you have relationships with people, usually you want to have stability, even though there might be bad things, and especially if you're young and you have a relationship with someone have been having a relationship with someone for a while, breaking that relationship might be hard, especially when you're young and you've learned that this relationship is what life is because you haven't really had much experience in the past. That's a sign of a manipulative relationship, an abusive relationship. At these young ages, it's very common, especially when there's an age gap, right? That's what it's explaining here.
Treating me a certain way that's really bad and it's abusive, and they're like, it's just what we do, it's what we did, or whatever.
Yeah.
It's fine. No, it's not fine. Okay. As not that you can say, yeah, no, that's
a lot of victims, they feel that that's the normal thing to happen.
I don't give a fuck what well, I give a fuck what their take is, but I want to see the facts first so I can have it combined and have a bit of opinion.
A lot of victims, they don't realize that they're victims.
Bad. Like, this is
they think it's
definitely
normal.
not something that Chris should have been doing, and I'm not really too sure if he knew that, like, he shouldn't have been doing that in really any capacity at all, because at the least it's really fucking weird, but it really makes it worse when you...
Wait, he was doing what?
Someone who is in college, who's like a sophomore, that's what I'm in middle school, and so some sort of this guy online and building an online connection and some sort of friendship, and you know, you talking to this guy, playing video games with him, socializing. He was only 13 years old. He was in middle school, and you were in college. You were 20 years old. So that's what I'm going to talk about, is why is it that someone who is in college, who's like a sophomore or junior at that point, what are you doing making friends with a middle schooler?
So, yeah.
Okay, wrong. Okay, so obviously there's more things that are inappropriate in this video, right? But up to this point, that's not a good opinion. Okay, if you play online and play with somebody, and you're not doing anything inappropriate, it's not a problem. Okay, it has never been a problem. It's not because you say it's a problem now that it is a problem, and you're wrong about that. Okay, here's a random example. Okay, that you've accepted and you've greenlit over the years. Okay,
and what I was talking about the difference between a peer relationship with people in your age group and with two people in a different age group, it's mentor and student. The difference is with peers, there's a mutual transactional relationship, and both of the parties, they learn from each other because they're friends, they like each other, they're rivals, doesn't matter. They learn from each other. Usually in the other relationship, the student learns from the mentor, but the mentor doesn't learn too much from the student. Instead, the mentor gets to imprint his experience on the student, which leaves a legacy. That's the difference. It's a mutual learning versus learning and a legacy. That's the difference.
He used to be in lobbies that were full of 20-year-olds, 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds in lobbies as a fucking like 14-year-old, okay? And the things that were being said, okay, that were around were probably even more possibly inappropriate than just because we're just adults and the fucking, that's what it is.
That makes sense.
And you've greenlit that over the years. You didn't think it was a problem then. I thought it was a problem. Nobody thought it was a problem. And people said, dude, you're being a bitch for not playing with underage. No, I said, I don't like playing lobbies that people are underage. I will not do it. And people were mad at me for that. Okay? So don't you try to fight. Fuck you! All right.
Yeah, I mean,
the difference
so far
also with that
it's
is
already looking bad.
it's very
this
different when you're in a group
that Chris should have been doing,
or when you're targeting a person and trying to make them be your friend because you know them better than they know themselves.
Because at the least it's really fucking weird, but it really makes it worse when you factor in that artwork, that quote-unquote artwork that we went over yesterday in yesterday's video.
I will go against, and I think everyone should go against this statement as a blanket. He's making a blanket statement that it's weird to have that, okay? Then that makes an environment where every time you play, I'm playing a video game, guys. I'm in the lobby of fucking a Fortnite. This guy is like a young kid. Can't say nothing. Muting the voice comms, leaving the game. Otherwise, I'm being weird. That's inappropriate and weird. Dude, don't do that.
It's not weird to talk to children.
What I think is really important here is that Chris Tyson at the time was bisexual.
But the same, I have added random kids from Fortnite and played on them for more than one game, and I came back online on some other time and I played with them again, right? And it's not a problem. It's not a problem.
Yeah, because That's an
It has-
acquaintance
there's no issues with
acquaintance
it.
relationship.
You're an idiot.
You don't really know the
what are you
person.
doing being
Just
20
do
years
something
old? You know,
together
interacting
for a
with
time.
people that
You don't
young.
talk
It's like you
afterwards.
don't have
That's
friends.
not
Like,
odd at
we
all.
all know that Chris had friends. I mean,
That's
for
the
God's
kind
sake,
of
you know,
relationship.
He's been friends
It's
with
not
Jimmy
close
for how
at
long?
all.
Since childhood.
You don't really care
can't
about
be
each
that
other.
hard to go
Just
out
you just
and
want to
find
do
friends
something,
that are
and this
actually
other guy
around your age
does the
group.
same.
Another thing that is mentioned too,
That's
besides
fine.
the two things that
Nobody
we just
cares.
went over, is that apparently Prism has also noted that they communicated one-on-one and unattended. And yeah, that's where this starts getting bad, like really bad. If you thought it was bad before, well, just think about bad, but times 10. Because Prism goes into detail about how apparently
Guys,
Chris...
If this is something that people are actually against, then online video games with comms should not be allowed to play unless you're 18. If this is the stance that people are gonna have, you should not be allowed to play any video game online that interacts with anybody unless you're 18. Otherwise anybody that interacts or add or play or communicate with anybody that is not 18 is a weirdo and a pedo, and it's just being fucking weird according to this guy. Not a good take. Let's continue. The context is not different. You are wrong. We're watching the whole video. I haven't watched this video. I'm at this part. Okay? And up until this part with my analysis, this is trash.
Made Prism
True.
a
That's
moderator.
a lot
and
of times
also
with
even
these
worse than
commentary
that, and I know this
YouTubers
is gonna be
try to make
stereotypical, but yeah,
themselves
also
seem as
Prism
moral
goes
as
into detail
possible,
about how
but they
apparently
make themselves look
Lava
like
had
idiots at
Chris
the same
added
time.
on Snapchat. Like, I know
Wrong.
some of you guys
That's
in the
odd.
audience are thinking to yourselves,
That can be
well,
odd.
yeah, it looks like Chris is kind of cooked. But yeah, I got a weird snap from Chris, and then as you guys can see right here, there's a screenshot of the snap up in the left-hand top corner. There
Okay,
you can see.
let me ask. Okay, champ, super important. Okay, so with stuff like that, champ, it's all about the potential that something gets out of control. Okay.
Here we go.
So in my
It's an
all about
anomaly.
the likeliness. Okay. So when you talk about shit like this, okay, when you're playing games online, add to friend list on Fortnite, whatever, the risk for harm isn't like
Nothing.
I think bad. Of course, something can be bad, where they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, what's your snap?" And then, but I think when it comes down to adding to Snapchat or whatever, I think it's going up. It's definitely going up.
It's because
I think
it
everyone
enters a
is
relationship
from
territory.
Christopher, and then there's a picture
When you
of
have
Chris.
people
It's
on
private,
private
no
social media,
logs. It's something people use
You-
very personally and use very.
you assume you
often,
have some sort of
intimately.
a relationship
So it's
with that
it's
person.
how it's used.
Right?
In front
The
of
people that you
American
have on
flag,
social
and
media-
there's text
media
that Chris
are your
displayed,
friends
the
and
text
family.
says, "Coming
And you have
for
a relationship with
America,"
all those
like
people.
CUMMING.
And you add some
And
random
also, just
child
keep in mind
on
that
there,
Lava right
it's a bit
here,
odd.
If you do the
It's
math,
a bit
with
odd.
this being January 26, 2019, Lava right here would have been 15 years old. And as for how old Chris would be here, Chris would have
This
been
guy's shit at the
22 and a
game,
half
dude.
years old. So yeah, by just knowing that, like why? Why in any context would you send
a fucking
something like
retard.
that to somebody that you
Okay,
most
he
likely
made it.
know is 15 years old, while you are 22?
Chat, is it sent to them or is it sent on Snapchat like story or whatever? That looks like it's to them, or is it to all? Sent to them? Confirmed? Yeah, terrible.
Years old. Like, I have a feeling that people are going to argue, well, this is a joke or something by Chris. You know, Chris is a funny guy. He's the meme god. But this right here is not a joke
Don't
that
care.
you make to somebody who is 7 years younger than you and to somebody who is a minor. Now, moving a little bit further in the video, Prism talks about how Chris and Lava
Yeah, don't care. As in, like, I don't care if it's a joke. I don't care what the context is. It's just flat out wrong. It's one of those like
met, and that was apparently because Lava won a
Blanket.
challenge that
Always
Mr.
wrong.
Beast was doing, and Lava received a signed knife from Mr. Beast.
When he was 16, he was in a Mr. Beast video. He asked Jimmy, how hard do you want it? 68 million people have seen it. What I want to start out with is when this guy was really young, he won some sort of competition or was involved, and he DM'd Mr. Beast on Twitter and got sent a knife signed by Mr. Beast. He was like 12 or something. And it was a karambit signed by Mr. Beast. It was a CSGO karambit. Sure, that seems to be the first interaction that I can tell.
So I guess it's one thing for Lava to win the challenge, and that's the reason why they get into contact with him, but like after that there shouldn't be any like connection. They, including Chris, should not have been trying to be friends with this kid or anything like that. But anyways, moving on. Now I'm not really trying to
I mean, inappropriate or personal, but keeping that connection open is perfectly fine. Having that line of communication saying, want to be in another video, having that a line of communication isn't de facto wrong.
Yeah.
Like, why is this chat brain dead? I'm just saying a blanket.
Like I said,
having that, like,
you can have a mentor-student relationship and it's fine. It can be fine, but
communication is wrong. Well, no, it's not. What if you would say,
it's
wanna be in
when you
another
have a
video or
person
whatever, and,
that's
yo, we're
not
doing this
qualified to
video
be a
with
mentor,
Minecraft
like
players,
Chris,
wanna be in this team,
perhaps
that's not a
Chris,
problem.
because we
To
know
say that
what
this
what type of
specific
person he
screenshot
is.
right here is anything more than just
Then
weird.
it's
But
odd.
after what we went over in my last video with the drawings and stuff, like it's really weird, let alone having a 14-year-old moderate your YouTube stream. I showed the screenshot a little bit
Right.
earlier in
It's
the beginning of the
odd
video, but
when
we're
it's a
gonna
guy
end
you
This chat
already
is
know
disgusting,
to be a
man.
pedophile.
I'm about to close
Wait.
out of this fucking video, man.
That's odd.
Yo, listen. We've had hundreds of fucking examples, okay, of this shit happening on stream across Twitch for years, and I don't think I've seen a singular complaint ever about any of it. I don't think I've seen a. And now you're gonna say, I would never do this. Nobody should do this. This is odd. Wait, you are on their friend list and an open, like, that is crazy, brother. I'm probably still in like a bunch of like 10 or 15 fucking group chats and group fucking DMs on Discord with one tep who was at the time extremely underage. Like, nobody said anything wrong about that. Like, holy shit, man.
Now. Chris on March 26, 2018 put out a tweet and he said, I really enjoy playing Fortnite. Would you guys want to watch me stream? And then he put up a poll and then Lava responds and he says, please stream again in all caps. Chris responds, thanks dad, you want to moderate it? Like, yeah, I really
That's
shouldn't
fine.
have to tell you why this is weird given the ages, but just why? Chris was
Man, I'm mods. Get ready, just get ready to ban everybody. I will not let affect Twitter brain rot and outrage farmers and my bullshit to fucking ruin this experience, man.
Dude,
this
kid wants to
this
stream
chat is
again.
falling apart, man. Holy fuck.
This is
says,
fine.
"Please
This
stream
interaction
again,"
is
and
completely
And
fine.
then he put up a poll, and then Lava responds, and he says, please stream again, in all caps. Chris responds, thanks, Dad. You want to moderate it? Like, yeah, I really shouldn't have to tell you why this is weird, given the ages, but just why? Chris was how old during this? 2021?
Yeah, that's fine.
And
The
he's
interaction
calling
is
a literal
completely fine.
14-year-old his dad? Like, I don't know, man. This shit's just weird. Now, it looks like we have some more tweets here that don't look too important, so I'm gonna skip past those. I'll show them on the screen anyway so you guys can
definitely
see
odd, yeah.
them. But then this is where the really questionable part comes in which Lava asked Chris on February 14th.
Chat, it was a very odd period on the internet. In those years, for some reason, there was this like trend of calling like your creator dad. It's just I don't know what the fuck. I don't know who thought about this shit. Yeah, okay. If chatting question mark, man, I'm done. Let's just fucking
2018.
Yeah, but
Chris,
that
does
Twitter
she know
interaction was
about your
just
hentai
very normal,
addiction?
very
Like,
fine.
Excuse me? Like, why does Lava know about this supposed hentai addiction that Chris has? Like, it's really odd that a 14-year-old knows that a 21-year-old has
Oh, Chris was saying that. Yeah, that's trash. Yeah.
a hentai addiction, and these two happen to be friends. Like, why the hell would you tell somebody who is this age, or frankly a minor, weird sexual shit and the
Yeah,
things
that's
that you're
fucking
into
weird.
sexually? Like,
That-
this is
what was wrong
highly
with this guy?
questionable, and I don't know what Chris was
Guys, something the word defend. It's not defending it. Okay, I'm approaching every piece of information without bias. Okay, and without pre-analysis or hindsight. Okay, everything. It's not because something is wrong that everything is wrong. Okay, if somebody goes to somebody's house and murders somebody, okay, I'm watching a video, right, and the guy says, "Hey, wanna come over? Yeah, I'm coming to your house." Yo, this is fucking weird. Like, wait, he's gonna go to the house? Like, what the fuck? Well, yeah, that's in that analysis. Going to the house is perfectly fine, right? It's the murder that's bad.
Yeah.
So until things are inappropriate, they are
Yeah.
not appropriate.
True.
What the fuck is wrong with this chat, man?
This channel is
At this
retarded.
point, you already
That's
talked
what's
to
wrong
this
with them.
guy.
It-
You're already friends with
no.
this guy. You already know this
Chat,
guy.
chat. Bait or mental retardation?
And what is he? What are you saying here? So you post something that says, "Guys, we are so close to our goal. Oh my
Bait,
god!
yeah.
One more Patreon, and I'm releasing my."
Is that tomfoolery? Is that a cope or is it real? Yeah, you fucking retard, fucking
And of
retard,
course,
fucking
this is
retard,
some
fucking retard.
poorly made joke. I've seen these kinds of jokes online before where it says, "Oh, if this post gets 1 like, I'll kill myself," and then the person likes it. It's, you know, this kind of joke. It says a goal of $3. I want to see if anyone is dumb enough to give me money. But of course, it's only you and this other guy in this Twitter thread, and this is the part I have a problem with. This isn't a group chat. This is literally just him and this other guy that he's been talking to and that he's friends with online. He says, Lava says, "I'm your first Patreon, big boy."
Okay.
Now keep in mind, Chris Tyson, he was born July 1996, so he would have been 22 years old at the time, or around that age. And you have this guy who was born in November 12, 2003, he would have been 14. And of course, here he is, "I'm your first Patreon, big boy," which he's calling him big boy. And he shows that he donated some money, he donated like $1 or something, so it's not enough to meet the goal. And he says, "But not $5, pathetic, just kidding, kissy face."
Now, I don't think I should have to explain why this is bad, and they definitely really like the worst look, especially given the shit that we went over in the last video. And I know that this is off topic. I really hate to go off topic, but the amount of people who are in my comments in the last video justifying the lolly, or at least trying to, is absolutely insane. And I'm hoping that when this video comes out, because I'm currently making it, I really hope that this can help change your...
The reality is, the look, you need to combine the look. When you have this guy that talks to children, is a little odd, right? It's not bad, it's just weird. And you combine that with that, you know that he's a pedophile, then it gets into a bad territory, right? It's the combination, not one thing or the other. You can have weird and very weird, right? And you combine them and they get into a bad territory, a dangerous territory, right?
Disgusting.
Yes. That's fucking odd. Okay, because there's obviously a ramp up development with context or whatever, right? So now we're over the edge. Now we've been over the edge for like a couple minutes now, okay? But before,
perspective
it wasn't.
on people
Don't
like this and their weird kinks.
Yeah.
Because this is bad. And what we went over in the last video is disgusting in and of itself. Now, when it comes down to
what you see is a potential forming of a dangerous, manipulative, abusive relationship, because you know the guy is interested in children. At least in hindsight, that's what we know. And we know that he was trying to be very friendly with a child that wasn't in his peer group. And maybe it would be more appropriate to have a different type of relationship with this person. And you combine that, and that's very odd, right? That's getting dangerous.
Tweets where apparently Lava was going to donate to Chris Tyson. I mean, you can obviously try to justify it with a joke, and I wouldn't necessarily say that this is the most damning thing ever, but when it's coupled with the fact that, you know, that previous shit came out that I talked about in my last video, and the other things that we're currently going over in this video, it's inappropriate behavior, it's weird, and I'm not calling Chris anything more than a huge weirdo who has had an inappropriate conversation with a minor. But like overall, this is fucking bad.
Is that you see there's a danger lurking.
And I'm gonna say this, but if you know this guy is that young and you've been talking to him one-on-one online and you've been socializing with him and making friends, what is this comment supposed to mean? I'll tell you what it means. It means that you're telling him that he needs to donate $5 so you can release your nudes or whatever, and you sent him a kissy face. Now, granted, you could say that this is a joke or whatever, this is bro talk, but keep in mind.
Oh, chat. What was the picture on for? Was it for news and like that? I didn't. Maybe I missed it. Did I actually miss it? Did I?
This is with someone who's like.
Oh, it was a joke. Okay, gotcha.
14.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And this is someone who's in college talking to like someone that
if you're doing something that's edgy and pseudo-sexual, whatever, even as a joke, and somebody underage interacts with it, right? I mean, this is just weird, right? But if you reply to it, you're acknowledging it and validating it. That is absolutely fucking disgusting and weird.
Isn't he even in high school yet, really? Or if he was in high school, he just joined it. Oh boy. Because what I'm seeing here is, he says, wait till my Twitch revenue comes in, winky face. So you're sending kissy faces, he's sending you a winky face.
Oh, hold on.
Revenue comes in, winky face. So you're sending kissy faces, he's sending you a winky face, and the premise is you're trying to give him enough money so you can get his nudes. Already really weird, considering the fact that this is one of your online friends and this massive age difference. And of course, it continues. He says, check again. And he tags you, I think. At least that must be you, or he's tagging you. He's tagging you. And of course he says, I posted some fire nudes for you, please no share. And this is someone that you're talking to that is 14 years old.
Alright, man, GG's.
That you know is 14. And at the end of the day, you cannot be talking about topics like this with someone that is this
pretty insane. Nobody picked up on this before.
Young.
Even if Chris happened to not
the reason is, right now, all of this information is kind of coming together. Because just this one thing, like I said before, you need to, when you combine it with the lolly thing, that's what makes it bad. That is what makes it bad. Because otherwise it's just still weird. But combine it and it's bad. And I don't know what time these two things happened. Or what period of time. Exactly. But right now we know both happened. When this guy in the past. And this guy already blew up because of the trans thing. Right? I mean, he is very inappropriate. We know this is bad.
Intentions here. Chris shouldn't have been talking to somebody this age like that, and that's the problem, at least as of right now. Let alone that Chris is frequently on the Mr. Beast YouTube
Just say it's a joke and
Mr.
you're fine,
Beast
right?
videos where, you guessed it, the primary audience is little kids. But I mean, even besides that, once again, he shouldn't have been talking to this person who happens to be underage, and he most likely knew that.
Keep in mind,
stop bullying it against Mr. Beast, whatever, of all that shit, brother. I don't know about this. If Mr. Beast fucking, I think that's fucking weird, man. Like, let's not make assumptions until we get there.
You're bisexual, okay? You're talking to a guy that is 14, and you're in college, and the premise here is you guys are joking with each other about sending nudes. That's illegal. You can't do that. And let me just say it like this, it doesn't matter if you're joking or not. Solicitation is solicitation. There should be zero discussion about anybody sending anyone who's 14 years old nudes of any kind, okay? I don't know, I'm not quite sure if you sent this guy nudes or not. For all I know, this very well could be.
If you're on the topic of nudes, if someone's underage, you're already way past the line.
Yes.
So,
but you are talking inappropriately to a guy who is 14 years old and to a guy who you know is 14 years old, and that's what I have a problem with. What I have a problem with here is the way that you're talking to him, the fact that he's asking you about animated pornography, and this is one of your friends with online, which, by the way, you shouldn't even be friends with the middle schooler to begin with because you're in college.
Now, this situation only seems to get worse and worse as we go further, because on January 14th, 2019, and there was this screenshot that was posted by Lava. Now, I'm not really sure where this picture came from, if Chris sent this to Lava or if Lava took this somehow or what, but it's kind of...
Guys, let me give you something, let me do something, say something really important here, okay? I don't think you should ever go against people that are like, of course it's bad and they shouldn't do it, of course, when you're young, okay, and underage. But if somebody interacts like this with you, it's your job to push it away and not reply, or to cut it off, and to, because you can't
change
blame
the subject
them for acting inappropriately, right? It's a child. They're a child, okay? Children and young fucking adolescents do fucking dumb shit, okay? That's what I'm saying.
This is a bad way
because otherwise people will always fucking victim blame after the fact, and I think it's weird
to hide your hentai at Chris02. Now, as far as I'm aware, that is Chris, even though it's a different handle. But yeah, no, it's just so weird that in context to Chris, this lava guy is constantly like pointing out that, oh, this is a bad way to hide your hentai. Oh, does she know about your crippling hentai addiction? And just things like that. It's just so weird. Let alone that in 2019, this would have made lava around 15 years old. Another screenshot of a tweet that was obtained by Prism here is from November 11th, 2019, and it's replying to Chris and gamer subs. And Lava said, I love how I set that embed up so it shows you looking sexy.
Yes, it's different than the fucking doxygen of this. Don't compare it to the doc in some way to defend the guy. It's been stated by multiple sources that the interactions were fucking sexual in nature. You absolute weirdo. You need to get yourself checked in, brother. Bro,
Chicken
go
PC.
find the nearest fucking therapist or jail and just check yourself in, on God.
Kind of a weird comment to be making, especially after all of the things that we just went over and the things
at first it wasn't really sexual, just a bit odd.
Yeah, I don't know. On February 14th, 2020, Lava
sexual.
tweeted at Chris02, will you be my Valentine?
There's no
Wink
debate.
face
It's clearly
emoji.
sexual.
Like, I don't know what friends do this. Like, even if it's like a normal friendship and it's not like some weird 7-year age gap friendship, but like, what normal friendship is constantly like this? And I mean, with the given context that Chris was bisexual at the time and still might be bisexual, on top of all the other things that have came out, like, this is
normal
highly
people
suspicious.
don't think about sex.
Replies. This one is from
8
December
hours
25th,
plus a day.
and it's Lava saying thank
Nobody
you,
does
Dad,
that
with a
shit,
heart
man.
emoji. Like,
even if you're young and you're a teenager and you're going through puberty, you don't do this, okay? Nobody thinks this way all the time. Nobody does, okay? This is just weird. You don't interact with people like this.
And you don't have feelings for them, and you just have a normal friendship, say like you're a 20-year-old and you got some friends from high school that you still talk to that are around the ages of 19 to 25, just for a little bit of context there. Do you guys talk in this way? Do ya? Yeah. Because I can tell you right now, I don't talk to my friends like this. Well, but I guess
I'm not, guys, I'm not gonna act like brother, yo, I tell my friend I'll suck your dick, okay? And we all do it, okay? That's fine.
Yeah, but it's fine, but you do this for at most an hour a day. Nobody does this for hours every single day. Nobody does that, man.
Not really friends with minors, so. But yeah, no, this is oddball behavior. This is another unrelated tweet that was made on May 12, 2018, and this was Chris responding to Lava, and Chris said, thanks, Lava, love you. Now, moving a little bit further on, I mean, if I'm Chris right now, how in the hell do I explain this? Lava put out a tweet and said, Chris bullies me, and then he attached a screenshot of some pinned Discord messages with him and Chris, and Lava says, practice with this, at Chris the meme god, and it's a banana, right? And I think we all know what that signifies right there. And this was February.
Guys, I gotta put this without bias. I know this guys is being weird, and they're that deep into the weirdness, right? It's a Discord message in yeah, it's always
it's a banana, it's odd. Right? And I think we all know what that signifies right there. And this was February of 2019, by the way. 2 days before Lava sent this, in whatever Discord
I would like to get context,
Chris sent an image and captioned it, Lava's mom tomorrow. Like, what the fuck, Chris? What the actual fuck? This kid is how old again? This kid? It's a kid and you're how old? Like, okay, you could easily say that this is a joke and whatnot, but these are definitely not things you should be sending to minors when you are an adult. Like, again, it's oddball behavior. Now, it looks like a month before that, on January 13th, 2019, and I know the timeline is like all over the place here, but on January 13th, 2019, Chris tweeted out Lava GS's stream and said, my friend.
Okay. The way shit works, okay, this is something people do very often, and I do it more often than that. Guys, the majority of the time when they're flirting with somebody, okay, is that they ramp up the amount of times they bring up sexuality, and they ramp up the severity of the sexuality up until like everybody's like comfortable with like the topic of talking sexually in order to engage in that type of dialogue. Okay, that's like flirting 101. So by itself, it would be like, okay, it's just fucking odd. But now it's like ramping up, and it's a clear way. It's like,
because it's a pattern of behavior.
Comfortable with
and now in
talking.
hindsight, we already know the guy's a pedophile. So it's
like literally grooming it.
friend Lava
That's
GS
grooming
is
101.
live on
It's
Twitch.
grooming.
Go spam
Now,
lobster
not
in the
flirting.
chat. Now, I really wouldn't say that this is too bad.
Because
despite
one
the
little
fact
joke
that Chris
with
has the
some
7-year
young
age
person.
gap
No, that's
friendship
not.
with the
But
person who he's shouting out.
it's a
Now,
pattern
as we
of
all
behavior.
Know, Chris is a little bit of a
So
beamer.
we
So
know
on March
it's not
4th,
just
2017,
a thing he
put out a
did to be
screenshot
funny.
of what looks like to be
It's
a
a thing
message
he
on
does
4chan post, if that's what
as
they
a
call them.
way
I've never
to
been on
have
4chan.
a
Or this could be
connection with
Reddit.
this
I don't know
person,
which one it is, but
which is
it's a
not
post from
appropriate.
Anonymous, and it says, objectively, the easiest way to prevent a R word is to start consenting. What can I say, guys? Chris is just the meme god. Am I right? Now, I really doubt this has anything to do with Lava,
No,
but
that
still,
was funny.
interesting meme you got there, Chris. Now, anyways, moving on. It doesn't really seem like there's too much proof of this, but Prism goes on to talk about how allegedly Chris and Lava met up. Because if you guys are unaware, Lava is from West Virginia and Chris is from North Carolina. And if you don't know anything about that and how close those states are to each other, well, yeah, they're actually not too far away from each other. And it would be super easy to drive over to that state in like a few hours. Now, I'm not saying that anything happened. These are allegations and Prism is about to do the talking here, but if this actually did happen, that
The range here is from bad to very, very, very terrible, right? Of course, it's a joke in bad taste, but that will range from bad to really terrible. So I'm not making any assumptions on what it is because I don't have context, unfortunately. I'm just telling you. So yeah, a bad, but that's all. That's as far as I'm gonna go.
would have been the most insane, disgusting thing to ever happen
It's the
regarding
range.
Chris Tyson. And once again, I'm not saying
When you give context, I can choose what exact position it is on the scale of wrong. Unfortunately, no context. All I can say is bad. I'm not gonna be a
it happened
bad face
because I don't
fucking
know, but
actor.
if some weird shit like that did happen, it 100% is over for Chris Tyson.
I have no idea if
Probably
this
not with
guy,
hate.
anything happened to this guy physically. I can only show that they're talking about inappropriate topics with each other. I can show that there is a vast age difference, that he should not have been socializing with this guy in the first place, but he did. And the fact that he was able, like the moment he was able to meet up with him, he met up with him in person, which I think is highly inappropriate.
Hold what?
Socializing with this guy in the first place, but he did. And the fact that he was able, like the moment he was able to meet up with him, he met up with him in person, which I think is highly inappropriate since he was talking to this guy since he was 13, and he's also attracted to men, and the guy's a guy. It's highly inappropriate. The circumstances he showed up in is inappropriate. Here we go. So this one's in Carl's server. Right here. It's a Discord messaging. Discord messaging. He said, "I love Carl though. I drove from West Virginia to North Carolina. I'm sitting in a camper in the woods right now. I love Carl though." So Carl is amazing, and that is a fact. True. He hugged me before Chris managed to. Carl sleep. I'm just friends with Carl. I don't need mod. His mod team is already top notch. Why do you want to come to North Carolina? Because winky face. Winky face. Carl simps for me. Who doesn't simp for Carl? I think we all simp for Carl. I know, right, Teehee? Offering to buy me ice cream if I do stuff for him. Why do you want to come to North Carolina? And money. Sneak me away from New York to North Carolina, that's why. Carl simps for me. Who doesn't simp for Carl? Boy Jedi, why do you want to hide in my suitcase? Sneak me away from New York to North Carolina, that's why. Wait, who is older, Lava or Boy Jedi? You're both 16, right? I'm 16. Jedi 16. Carl reading all the simping, like, at Carl, see you Tuesday, baby girl. I'm in a camper on a hot spot. Imagine being in the woods. Imagine simping over Carl. And of course,
Chat, guys, I'm telling you, chat. If at this point you're gonna start typing shit like, "Oh, dude, 16 that is now legal," you're gonna get banned. You're just gonna get promoted. Mods, listen.
and of course,
I'm telling you now.
here is the Steam account of Chris Tyson. It is Estrogen.
I'm letting you know. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. I'm giving you a warning.
And they are both friends with each other, Lava GS and Chris Tyson. And as you can see here, the games that they played, it matches up with the tweets that they made. And as you can see, Mangled Pickle is also on there. It matches up with the tweets that they made. Now this one, again, he's gonna have to explain this. So this guy is super young, right? He's been talking to him since he was super young, 13 years old. So why is it that not only
Yo, you see this shit? Lava said person on Twitter, it's all lies. Gotcha. So the tweet didn't happen.
Yeah, all the
Didn't
tweets
happen.
that
There's no
were on
Wikiface,
Twitter
there's no,
were all lies.
There's no Snapchat, none of that.
They weren't real. No, they
AI.
didn't exist.
Gotta be. I don't give a fuck. All lies is a brain dead fucking take from the person themselves. I will disregard that.
are you DMing this guy on Twitter? You're Snapchatting this guy. You're talking one-on-one in a voice chat with this guy. But the kind of Snapchats that you're sending, this is the Snapchat that you sent. He said, I get weird snap from Chris. And it's a picture of him making a weird face next to an American flag, and it says, coming for America. Now, you might think that, oh man, this must be some weird 4th of July joke. Nope, it's not 4th of July. You can clearly see the date right there. This guy would have been like 15 at this point. And why are you sending a 15-year-old a message saying coming for America? Why are you DMing a 15-year-old anyways on Snapchat? Why are you doing that? Why are you DMing this guy who you've been talking to since he was 13 on Snapchat?
So yeah, we're
It's not the line of defense I had for Drake. I'm gonna say it one more time, and then I'm gonna ban you. Okay? If you keep bringing this shit up, the person's take is irrelevant if the information itself is bad enough. There are two different fucking systems, and they're both as important. You're fucking annoying. You're annoying
We're
as
definitely
fuck.
gonna need some clarification or something from Chris. Chris has to say something. Chris can't be quiet like Chris has been for the longest time. This needs to be something that Chris is going to address head on, like right now. Because after I put up this video, which I mean it's already up if you're listening to it right now, it really wouldn't surprise me if everybody hops onto this and it becomes a huge thing.
Because there was no screenshot or communication of Drake saying, I'm coming, or anything like that to that person. So when it comes down to Millie Brown, okay, or whatever her name is, okay, her take was, it was all fine, it was all whatever, there was no problem. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. Let me look at the information. The information is nothing is inappropriate. If nothing appropriate happened with the receipts and what we have, and she said nothing happened, as an adult, I have to look at it and say, okay, well, at this point, I can't do anything. I have no.
There's
recourse
no
to go
information.
to say that this is wrong. That's what it is.
Thing just purely based off
That's
of
a good
how
take.
the last video
Good
did.
take,
So if I watch this
xQc.
right now, I'm
Good
addressing
take.
this. I'm proving that this didn't happen or it didn't happen the way.
And it's not
that
like
it
I
did
like
happen
Drake a
or
lot or
whatever.
something.
Or I'm at least saying something.
I
don't know,
didn't even
because you
listen to
can't just be
Drake.
silent about something like this. Like there's been so
That's a
much
good
shit
take.
that has been shown of you being weird and having inappropriate conversations with at least one minor, you being into lolly, and now apparently there are allegations of you meeting up with a 15 or 16-year-old in the woods back when you were 24 or 25. Like Chris, if you're watching this, because I really wouldn't be surprised if you're watching it, you need to come out and say whatever you can and say at least.
Well, it's a million times wrong now that they're okay with the topic of sexuality and talking about coming and shit like that, and that they've done it a lot of times. Now that now it's like it's more likely than not that like does that make sense now? At that point, it's just
Something,
so bad.
especially if you didn't do this, because I mean, you already look bad enough.
Because in fluid situations, things escalate. Okay, when you're under those topics in real life, and now there isn't some distance, or so now they're in person, so that like the likeness of like something bad happening for that is like it's very
Having
likely.
allegations of you meeting up with a minor potentially is not going to make you look any better.
They're talking about profile pictures. He said he put his profile picture as Chris Tyson from Mr. Beast. And here's another Twitter message, or sorry, here's another Discord message. He said, Chris.
The only way this is even 1% defendable is if they were filming for a video and this person was driven with her parents to the spot, and they were at supervision. Otherwise, it's all wrong.
DM'd me on Twitter asking me to come help him on Beast's stream. And here's another one, and here's a screenshot of Chris Tyson talking to this guy. This ain't true. And this screenshot is Chris Tyson talking one-on-one with him. And at this point, he would have been 16. And here we go. Here is the picture of them meeting up together. I'm gonna censor his face. And as you can see right there, there's Carl right there. There's Chris Tyson right there. Chris Tyson was talking to this guy since he was...
It's why the things that are, it's all lies. If they say it's all lies, it means that everything said is a lie. Well, clearly it's not. I mean, because otherwise this would be AI or fake, whatever. So
there's Chris Tyson right there. Chris Tyson was talking to this guy since he was 13. Chris Tyson was in college. And of course, the moment he was able to drive, he takes a camper van out in the middle of the woods.
So yeah, that essentially confirms that they met up. Now, I'm not really too sure if the parents were okay with this or how this really went, but we have Lava here saying in Discord DMs that apparently he's taking a camper van to a very secluded area in the woods to meet up with Chris.
Look at this shit. The framing of making Tyson appear as a lie. The person telling you it is, believe the...
Yeah, this guy's already wrong. We know the guy likes lolly, which means he's a pedophile. You're wrong.
Victim. You say it's not real and say believe the victim.
That makes no sense.
Chris or
we already... The fact that Chris Tyson is a pedophile was already established long ago. I told you in the beginning of the video, that is old news. We already knew this. What are you even debating here? You're making stuff up. You're defending some guy for nothing. What?
And other Mr. Beast members. So yeah, it's very apparent that they did meet up in one way or
another.
Yeah,
is that bait or mental retardation?
I really hope nothing bad happened. But yeah, just given the way that he's been talking to this guy and how Chris was into lolly and stuff like that, definitely not a good look at all. And people are definitely going to be questioning this meetup. Now, I decided to do a little bit of research to find this Instagram page, and I was actually able to find it. And currently it's on private, meaning that you have to follow it to see what's in there, to see what the person posted, but it has the same profile picture and everything, and you can see the age that he provided. It says 20, and then since I actually happen to follow Chris on Instagram, I really don't use Instagram too much, but since I happen to follow Chris on Instagram, it says followed by Chris Tyson. So yeah, we're definitely going to need some answers when it comes down to this, because I'm really not too sure what exactly happened, but the allegations are incredibly damning, and it really is not a good look, Chris Tyson. I know there's gonna be people who see this video and they're gonna be like, Chris is a P word, like a pedo, or like a groomer. We don't know that. That's not what I want you guys to say, because it's not 100% confirmed, but I just wanted to bring this whole situation to light because I feel like more people should know about this and the shady behavior that Chris has engaged in the past, and I would really love to see a response from Chris about this, because this is damning, and it does not make Chris look good at all. Now, as for the rest of Prism's video here, if you want to watch the whole thing, that was around like 27 minutes, I think, of Prism's video, but pretty much for the rest of it, Prism just made a statement and he explained why he was doing this and why he spread this information, and he also made it very clear that he has no ill will for BW, aka Lava. He just wanted to spread this information and bring some light to this situation and the pattern of weird behavior that Chris has had in the past. So yeah, for the people who would like to watch his full video, I went over the main majority of everything, but for those people, I will be leaving a link to his video down in the pinned comment down below, so if you guys want to go check that out, feel free to. And yeah, like I said, this video was not made to call Chris Tyson anything like insane, like a pedo, groomer, predator, or anything bad like that. It was just to bring this very
Is anything important or not?
And he's a groomer.
concerning information to light.
We already knew this, and now it's established.
Oh, let's go back. Wait, what was it?
His full video behavior.
Yeah, that's my takeaway. He's both a pedo, we already knew that, and he's a groomer now, with the new information. Which is, maybe illegal. No, maybe not. I don't know.
and bring some light to this situation and the pattern of weird behavior that Chris has had in the past. So yeah, for the people who would like to watch his full video, I went over the main majority of everything, but for those people, I will be leaving a link to his video down in the pinned comment down below. So if you guys want to go check that out, feel free to. And yeah, like I said, this video was not made to call Chris Tyson anything like insane, like a pedo, groomer, predator, or anything bad like that. It was just to bring this very concerning information to light, and I figured I should cover this too since I already covered the lolly stuff from 2 days ago. So yeah, I guess with that all
okay, this doesn't make any sense, man. And then did this guy, like, the narrative that's built,
yeah,
and then his like dismissal at the end is odd. Like
he just the entire video goes hardcore to try and flame this guy in the worst and frame him in the worst way possible, just so at the end of the video, all the way at the end, he can say absolutely nothing of value and dismiss everything. What a retard, pancake shit, dog shit video. Absolute trash.
Saying, oh, it's not this. Watch this. At the end, saying, I'm not going to say anything. It seems odd.
Yeah, it's garbage.
Like, being said, I'm going to be wrapping up the video.
It's just the classic commentary YouTube garbage.
If you enjoy the video, make sure you like, comment,
just like
and
Charlie,
subscribe,
just like every other commentary YouTuber.
Video and the algorithm more, so more people will hear about the situation. And thank you guys so much for being a member to the channel.
Because both
no, because your video was garbage. I'm not gonna like it. If your video was decent, your takes were garbage. Okay. The video was decent. Your takes are fucking garbage, man.
I will see you in my next video. Peace.
Okay.
Beside the takes, the video was good though. I like the gameplay. The gameplay was pretty nice. The quality was nice. Also, xQc's takes were really nice today. I like them. It was very. I think it was very observative. He observed, he waited until saying something, and when he said, he did a good take. I like the takes here. You heard my takes. They were, of course, they were good takes. You can't have good takes. And the chat was completely retarded, just like always. And then they coped by saying bait or retardation and tomfoolery mode. No, you're retarded, and you coped by saying tomfoolery. Retard, retard, retard. Retard, 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 retard.